The time's come to play here in my garden of shadows.
Hello, I'm Runia, aka Media Adaptation. Welcome back to Moderation while me is for a game. And it's Friday, so that means it's time once again to look into the world of the supposedly lost anime, Saki Sanobashi, aka Go for a Punch. Oh, and if you've been keeping up with our community tab, then you know I'm still getting over being sick, so I still sound like crap. But I'm still going to try to make videos, mostly because I'm an idiot who doesn't know when to stop. Something that sprang up in our comments last time that I should probably clear up is the origin of this subject's name. Cause, in fact, we don't know what it is. The name Saki Sanobashi has no connection to this anime. It was given out as a suggestion when this topic was first brought up. Yes, Saki is probably the name of some unknown anime, but it has no connection to the same anime as Go for a Punch. Yes, I still would like to know what that is, but if we don't find it, it's not the end of the world. Oh, and it's a good way to spot a story that's made by a troll. If they call their main character Saki, that throws up an instant red flag. This lost anime went under the file name of Go for a Punch. Again, it was on a video hosting site, so a good way to think of it is like YouTube. You can look up any number of clips, and the title normally has little or sometimes nothing to do with its content. So in short, Go for a Punch was the only name given to the video in question, and Saki Sanobashi was the name of the first suggestion as to what it might be. But since it sounded better, it is now for better or worse tied to this project. But anyway, on to the research part, as another strange image has surfaced. My initial response is that the chances of this being Saki is kind of low. The setting looks more like a basement or a back alley, and her appearance screams more like the first victim of a horror movie, and not a main protagonist. But with that being said, we should still do our research and figure out where this came from, so we could properly label it and remove it from our queue. Many users have tried to use reverse image search, to very little effect. I did 3 myself, just to be safe, and only found 3 different threads asking if anyone knew what this was from. Oh, and on Reddit, there was a small debate this week on should child or kiddie anime be used in our searches, cause they claim that they don't use blood. And to that I say, what kind of child anime have you been watching? Cause we reviewed 5 of already for the show, and you bet they use blood. If it's about horror or ghosts, they can use as much as they want, and still get it rated G for some odd reason. That also means that there's plenty of suicide scenes as well. Oh yeah, that last bit was from Serial Experiments Lane, which is clearly marked for older teens. But the funny thing is that when this anime first came out, I rented it from Hastings, and it was marked with a G rating. Again, that was the opening 5 minutes of this. Yep, traumatic memories stay with you for a lifetime. But anyway, back to our mysterious picture, as we got a couple of random suggestions that we could follow up on. The first is Pet Shop of Horrors. It's a great little episodic series, though I am more familiar with its manga version. And like the title suggests, it deals with a pet shop that sells magical creatures that only look human. And it's kind of like Gremlins. Someone comes in and asks for a thing, they sell them that thing, but of course you must never do this one thing, or else it'll all end horribly. And by the end of the story, they inevitably do that one thing, and it blows up in their face. Again, this is a series that I'd like to go into more detail at a later date. But as for today's video, the only thing of note is a girl with lightly colored hair, with the front of it being a short hime cut. And she also dies horribly as well. So in short, it's not Sakai, and it's not our mystery image. Someone also suggested Sana Kurara, since I guess the character kinda looks similar. But no, it is simply just not the case, as it's more of a slice-of-life story. I wonder if that's what sparked the whole G-rated kids anime rant. Huh. And on one of our other posts, someone again brought up the anime The Curse of Kazu Omazu. Namely, this scene of her in the bathroom. Again, we covered this on our show before. We even did a full anime review of it earlier last year. But you can kind of make the argument about that whole mixing of two different stories, since the second part does deal with girls trapped in a haunted house, and they all die in horrific ways, mostly dismemberment. But I still feel like that the drowning scene is key. Again, the part of the bathroom doesn't work, as it's a girl who's actually a demon who steals other people's beauty by xenomorphing a second mouth down their throat. Somehow that statement has become normal for this show. And finally, I have no idea how this one came up, but someone mentioned the 2017 Netflix show, Remind, which again deals with several girls being locked in a Jigsaw-style scenario. Yes, we did a full review of all the werewolf game movies, and this is within the same genre. But how it's related to Sakai is kinda beyond me. Again, it is another interesting thing for us to look into at a later date. Just not on our current subject of conversation. Oh, and we were going to look at the first of the Shin Megami Tensei animes, but cause I got sick, that plan kinda fell through. So I thought about doing a quick glance through it and give a quick summary of it, but then I saw a scene of one woman biting another woman's, how do I say this on YouTube? Cat. So yeah, that kinda merits a closer look by itself.
Pervert.
It's for research.
Sure, I bet it is.
And that about does it for this video. If you have any other ideas like seeing me into a video, then please post it down in the comments below, and we'll add it to our next viewer request week.
It's now time for the part of the show where we ask you to help us appease the YouTube algorithm by dropping a like, share, or comment. It helps out much more than you'd think.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, then it's very much appreciated. And if you'd like to support this channel, then please visit our Patreon. Link will be down in the description below. Even if you can't give a lot, every little bit helps. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Anyway, I'm Runya.
And I'm Ada.
Remind you to take life in moderation.
Weep not, poor children, for life is this way, murdering beauty and passion. Hush now, dear children.